Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday meditation gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. This week, we have Ruth White, who will lead us in meditation, and then we have 20 minutes of silence. And after that, we're going to open it up for sharing, and we end at 10:45. Over to you, Ruth.
Hello, one and all. We only see the past. I used to wonder at this miracle, and then it occurred to me that I was fighting with the past. What a waste of energy. Yes, that the past is in our heads. It isn't here. And anything in our heads is not here and now. It's gone. The future is all made up of past images. We tend to think of time as linear. In the middle, we have now, and one end you have future and one past. But it's not like that, really. The past and future are all imaginary in the mind. And all we have is this moment now. But the mind loves to make up wonderful images, stories, sometimes quite disturbing, quite frightening. But we're the authors, and we can choose to come back into the present. But we don't. We hold on to pleasures, all past, we hold on to them, and we could go through our lives avoiding pain and looking for pleasures, all in the head. We only suffer in the mind. So why do we do this? Why do we suffer from the past? It's this separation, isn't it? We forget that God is with us wherever we go. We never need to feel lonely. Just remembering that. I'm telling you this because I do often forget. And it's usually in these times of adversity and challenges that I remember again. Yes. And then when you remember that you're never alone, all is well, we only have the present, then the world changes. It is a miracle. Coming into the present is such a relief. Burdens are released. And that's where our energy is, in the center, here and now. We have favorite pastimes, literally pastimes, and they're sometimes weeks old, days old, sometimes years old. You know, things that we don't forgive, we don't forget. And back they come. Yeah. So it isn't that we try to eliminate them, push them out. No struggle. We just let go. We just accept and pay attention to the now. It's the answer to every problem. Come into the now. The answer to every problem. Because just remember, problems don't exist in the present. I mean, how do you feel now? Right now. There's nothing wrong with the present. There's nothing wrong with the world, really. It's just the way we see it. Just the way we make up our own world. The power of our observation is amazing. So isn't it wonderful that we can choose? I'll say right mind and left mind, because the right mind is heaven. It's here and now. But we do need the left mind to be here, present in a human body to operate. I feel very fortunate, really, because I haven't got a lot of left brain intellect. I was incredibly dyslexic at school and didn't understand a word and used to run home to look after my rabbits and climb trees. And then they didn't know what to do with me, so they sent me to a farming school. So we learned to look after the animals. And that was a discipline in itself. It was wonderful. So then I took up photography. I thought I won't have any writing to do because the spelling was disastrous. And then yoga. But now I find myself here giving talks and writing newsletters and things. So we can't escape, can we? And actually, I love talking to you. I do. So here we are in the present. Shall we come into our strength, our center? So let's just sit so that somewhere you can feel your sitting bones. And what we tend to do is round the lower back. We slump, we get spare tires. So just when you've located your sitting bones, just rock forwards onto the front of, that's it. Come away from the chair to begin with. You can always rock back when I'm not looking. But sit on the front of the sit bones and see that you're not leaning more to one side or the other. And that the neck feels comfortable. Because when the head's correctly positioned on this platform here, this shoulder girdle, then it should be pretty well balanced, much lighter. That's it. Close the eyes and just feel this. Don't think it. Collarbones rolling up at the front, literally rolling up towards your ears. You could exaggerate that one. Shoulder blades slipping down the back. Good. Shoulder blades slipping down. Arms quite passive. You can put the palms of your hands up if you feel like it. That's good. Well done. Close the eyes. This is, our meditations are an introvert practice. So go to the seat of the soul, the center of the chest, and rest there, the space there.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have 15 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand or use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to take yourself off of mute. If you'd like to ask Ruth a question or a comment with confidentiality, put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen, and I'll read it out. Who'd like to share? John, take yourself off mute.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone. Ruth, thank you so much for that. I'm always amazed at how the Holy Spirit works, because we've had a lot going on here, a lot of works in the house, and we've missed a lot of the meditations. We've had to go to meetings with authorities and all the rest of it. And I've got my youngest daughter and her partner staying here at the moment. And I was thinking, well, I can't really come this morning, you know, because I've got an electrician here. He's going to... And then all of a sudden, the little voice said, no, go to the meditation. So I came, and I was so pleased, because listening to you, I've always enjoyed it. It's simple. The message you give is simple. And the biggest thing I get from it is that everything is in our mind.
Yeah.
Everything is in our mind. Everything is in our mind. Everything we see out there is only a reflection of what's in our mind. And
Yeah.
it's such a reminder. And it reminded me that Arton and Purser, Gary Renard's teachers, told him in one of his books that we're going to witness technology, etc., the world changing, but everything that's going to be invented is just a reflection of our own mind.
Yeah.
And amazing thing happened. This youngest daughter of mine, her partner showed me an application, an app. He talked to me about AI. I hadn't got a clue what AI means, you know. I know it now, it means artificial intelligence. And he showed me this app, and he said, you just put in there a question if you want to write an essay about something, or if you want to write. So I just decided, I said, write me a poem about Helen Schuckman, Bill Thetford, and A Course in Miracles. And literally, and this is literally, in 2 seconds, this beautiful poem appeared. And it blew my mind. And I thought about this, and I thought, that's because it's happening. And the realization that all I've got to do is forget about past and future, and stay in the now, like you said, and the peace that it brings. So it was such a lovely reminder, and thank you. And also the posture, because I'm going through physical challenges at the moment, and that just focusing on getting a decent posture was very helpful. So thank you so much. It was really a blessing for me this morning. And just Annie's resting up because she hadn't been feeling well recently.
Well, it's so lovely to hear. Thank you for that. Yes, it never leaves the source. We create all this. So our work is to quieten down the mind. It is simple, isn't it? And yet we forget. Yeah. Yes, thank you for that lovely illustration. And yes, we all do get a bit rounded shoulders, so we need to exaggerate that, rolling the collarbones up.
Teresa, take yourself off mute.
Thank you, Ruth. I always love what you have to say, and always such a great reminder. We need, I need reminding all the time. I jotted down, you said we only see the past. And I thought, oh goodness, that's so true. And fighting with the past. And, I know that is so, it's like always trying to go back and make something right, maybe, it's just, and then all the suffering is in the mind. And what I've noticed just lately is my half sister, the eldest one, has been poorly. She's had a fall, she's had a stroke, and my mind, and now she can't walk, and she's with it sometimes and not with it other times. And anyway, so my mind goes back to how she was, and then I feel sad, and then I think, actually, I'm feeling sad because I'm resisting what is. I'm actually resisting this moment, this time, and so that was good to recognize that. And it also, on a personal level, it just reminds me that what I'm seeing out there, I am getting, I'll talk for myself, I am getting older, and my body isn't as it was when, years ago, as it was years ago. And the body isn't real anyway. So, it's a lot about accepting and being in this moment instead of thinking it should be as it was in the past. Or, my goodness, how's it going to be in the future? So it was wonderful. And again, I love the postures. So thank you. It's lovely to see.
Oh, that's beautifully said, Teresa. Yes, acceptance is a great asset. If we can just accept things as they are, doesn't mean we don't roll our collarbones up and watch ourselves getting older. It's very interesting, really. I mean, I used to be able to tie my ankles behind my neck, it's called the yogi sleeping posture. And now I find it quite difficult to put my socks on. So it all changes. Yes, acceptance. Yeah.
Who would like to share? I'll jump in here. Ruth, I really like when you said, pay attention to the now. It's the answer to every problem.
Yes.
I could identify with that because oftentimes my mind gets busy and I start worrying about this and that and jumping from one thing to the next. And I notice if I just step back from my day, quiet my mind, and I breathe in peace, I breathe out peace, and all of a sudden I feel relaxed and peaceful again. And it works every time because I'm present.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Dan. That's such a good thing to remember, isn't it? That the quiet is always there. We don't have to create it or bring it back. It's actually just there to rest back into.
Mm.
and waiting for us. Yes. Yes, I never really understood the it's all in the past. But we have control of what we see and what we hear. For instance, I was quite a sickly child, and when I was in bed, I listened to the ticking of a clock, and it sounded aggressive, you know, tick tock, tick tock. It sounded really aggressive. So I thought, oh, well, I'll change that. And I felt loving about the ticking, and it went soft. It sounded melodious almost. And also you see what you expect to see. And if something you haven't seen before is in a familiar place, I find I don't see it. You know, I can be looking in the pantry for something. I feel really hungry for that thing, and it's got a different label, so I don't see it. Yes. So yes, we have the choice to see things afresh and new in the moment, or to be looking for the past.
Who'd like to share? Celia, take yourself off mute.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you so much for your sharing about your early life. I know that is the past, but it has the power. It had the power to touch me in a way that just made love flow towards you. It was like I felt and do feel, you know, that the humanness of being in this body-mind predicament does allow love to flow, and that feels incredibly important to me.
Yeah.
I think because I'm another person who's getting on in life, and I was raised at a time when parents were less communicative to their children, I think.
Yes.
And I felt very unsafe for all of my early life. And so it was very important for me to hide who I really was, because of being so fearful and feeling threatened by the people around me. So I had a wonderful technique of being invisible and of censoring everything that I said so that it couldn't be picked up on by anybody or pinned down. It couldn't expose me in any way. So I was incredibly manipulative in the sense of controlling exactly what I put out there. In at least I thought I was. I'm sure people saw through it, but this appalling habit of censoring everything that I communicated went on and on and on into my life, you know, and I'm in my 70s now, and I'm only just really learning to trust enough to let it to realize that actually being totally honest and straightforward is the only way to be, because it's the only way in which love can flow. So I feel that you touched me very deeply. I have to say the meditation itself was quite busy because of all these thoughts about all of this, but the love was flowing throughout. So thank you.
Celia, that was a lovely observation. You're speaking from the heart. You are. And it's not, you know, people find it difficult in yoga to open the heart, to really stretch and open this area. And why do we hold back? We think we're going to be hurt, just as you explained. But it's so much freer and less intellectual. It's in the now, from the heart. And you certainly spoke from the heart. Thank you so much.
There's something in chat which says, another beautifully deep meditation, Ruth. Thank you.
Oh, who's that from?
That's from Jan.
Oh.
Who'd like to share?
Can I ask Dennis, when he's healing, where does it come from? Is it the head or the heart?
I don't know. Well, I have an idea where it comes from, but I have to get me out of the way.
Yes. Yes.
And people said, how does it work? And I said, God knows, think about it.
Yes.
I just don't know. I just do it.
Lovely.
One time there was a beautiful woman laying there on a couch, and I thought, just let go and just go into the now.
Yes, yes.
I know something works through me, but I don't pretend to know that it's me. It's not me doing it. It's something else going through me.
Yes.
In other words, I don't know how it works. In a sense, I do, but in another sense, I just get me out of the way.
Yes. We can't actually be head and heart simultaneously. And when the head quietens down, as it does with practice, the heart automatically opens. And when you said you get me out of the way, I feel that's what's happening with you. Yes. Mm.
A good example was the first time it happened. A woman asked me to look at her knee. We were at a party. And I was picking up a piece of plastic and a piece of metal and some screws. And an argument went on inside myself. And I was picking up that. And I thought, you can't say that. You're going to sound absolutely stupid. And a little voice said, say it. Just say it. So I thought, here we go. I said, I'm picking up a metal bar and a piece of plastic and some screws. And she had a big, thick stocking on, so you couldn't see what was it. And she said, I've got a false kneecap. How did you know that? And I said, I don't know. I said, do you want me to tell you where the screws are?
That's a
And
wonderful
I was just
example.
astounded in myself,
Yes, yes. Yes, I mean, I've no idea what I'm going to say at these meetings. I really haven't. And sometimes when I listen to a replay, I'm really quite interested. It's really amazing what comes out.
I loved your meditation, Ruth.
Yes,
Fantastic.
that says a lot about you.
Maybe it was the posture that told us of it.
Yes.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time together. Thank you, Ruth. That was wonderful. So appreciative. Take yourself up with mute. Show your appreciation to Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
very much,
Wonderful.
Ruth.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ruth.
so much,
very
Ruth.
much, Ruth. Thank you
Amazing.
for not
Thank you.
Thank you.